Hello, and welcome to the AI Empowered Mom podcast. AI Empowered Mom is on a mission to reduce the mental load of parenthood through AI assistance, helping moms delegate the draining, reclaim their time and energy, and make life a little bit more joyful. I'm Sarah Dooley, the host and founder of AI Empowered Mom, and this is our inaugural episode. So it's going to be just a little bit different this time than how it will be looking in the future. In the future, I'm going to be bringing moms who use AI to share their stories, help us all grow, learn, delegate tasks that drain us, embrace AI in our lives, use technology more safely and securely, and empower and lift each other all up. But first, just for today, I'm going to share background on myself, on AI Empowered Mom, and why this work is so important to me. So, as uncomfortable as it makes me, I'm going to share a little bit about myself here to start us out. As I mentioned, I'm Sarah. I'm the founder of AI Empowered Mom. But before I was a founder, I was a daughter and a sister, one of three girls. I am a wife to my amazing husband, the somewhat reluctant AI Empowered dad. And I'm a friend. I have many friends through all areas of life. And I'm a woman in technology. I've had a 20-year career in technology, starting in marketing research and tech consulting. Then I worked in corporate technology at Fortune 200 companies, and now I'm a full-time founder and startup operator. I studied business in undergrad and grad school and have picked up all my technical training on the job, which is one thing that's so important to me to share. I always try and share that when I'm telling the AI Empowered Mom story, because while I have a business and strategy background, I'm not technically trained. All my technical training has come either on the job, working in the roles in the companies where I've worked, or I've picked it up myself through self-study. And that's so important for me to share because we can all learn to use AI without formal training. That is part of the beauty of the proliferation of information that the internet and now generative AI have brought us. We can all become prompt engineers and use generative AI to improve us without needing a degree in computer science or coding skills or a background in development. So let me share a little bit more about my household just so you can imagine what life is like. Maybe I'll create a little picture of it. So I mentioned I had three kids. I'm in a household of five. I have 5-year-old twins and a 7-year-old. Believe it or not, I did have three babies in just 18 months. Not sure who would recommend that, but you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. A week in our household looks like straight madness, to be honest. We've got kids at 2 schools and 3 different classes. Both my husband and I work from home. We travel occasionally. We have 3 different after-school activities right now. My girls are into swimming, they're into gymnastics, and they all play softball. So we're just trying to keep our heads above water and have a little fun when we can. But I've always been a person that likes to move quickly. I like to read quickly. I was a cross-examination debater in high school. That's where I learned to talk so quickly. Doing things fast is part of who I am, along with doing things well. I'm a nerd. I'm a self-admitted, self-proclaimed nerd, and I'm a big achiever. Like, I really want to do my best, even sometimes at things when doing my best doesn't matter. Having 3 kids in 18 months really challenged that for me as a mom, as a friend, as a family member, and especially professionally. I couldn't get nearly as much done once I had children as I could before. Sometimes I struggled to get anything done at all. And to help me manage through that time and keep my head above water, I started using more technology and a little bit of agile methodology at home. Like, for example, having stand-up meetings with my husband or creating little Kanban boards to manage our to-dos. But really, that passion for automation, efficiency, and productivity, it was always there inside of me. Just having the extra tasks, extra to-dos, extra, I almost said burden, but it kind of makes me feel badly to talk about my family as a burden, but the mental load of managing a family is a burden. And speaking of, man, the mental load is real. Even as lucky as I am to have a great partner, a lot of family support, the privilege to be able to have support for my family, both inside and outside the home, the mental load struggle is still very real for me. And for anybody who needs a refresher, the mental load are those millions of tiny decisions that make up the management of a household and a family. On a webinar earlier for professional women, I heard one of the women say that humans make 35,000 decisions a day. Now, I would love to know what that statistic was for moms, but the mental load of motherhood, carrying that mental load, all the decisions, all the planning, organizing, strategizing, remembering, reminding, that is a load that often mothers carry. In my family, we have put a lot of work and systems in place, but we still get thrown for a loop frequently, and more than often, it has to do with too heavy of a mental load on me. I can remember one time a few years ago when the girls were littler and my husband and I were out walking along our block. This is like something we would do for stress to like relieve a little stress. Once the kids went to bed, then we just go out on our block and walk up and down and back and forth. We can't leave, hold the monitor with us to be listening to the girls in bed to make sure that they were asleep. They didn't get up, they didn't need anything, and just walk back and forth. And I remember so clearly this one time that my husband and I were talking about how things were going at home. And I was just saying to him, like, I can remember the tears in my eyes saying, I just want a normal week. I just want one normal week where nothing happens, no one gets sick, everyone makes it to school, no global pandemic, no resurgence of a virus, nothing gets dropped, no surprises. I wasn't hoping for anything super special. I just wanted something normal. And the reason why I'm sharing this is because the mental load is so real. And I know about that weight firsthand. And now that I know more about artificial intelligence, including generative AI and automation, I truly believe it can make a difference with the mental load. So let me share a little bit more about my work in AI. And when I'm talking about AI here, I'm talking about artificial intelligence, the broad definition that has been around for almost 50 years, but generative AI for the most part is new. There was a paper written by Google, and then OpenAI's ChatGPT released generative AI model, made it publicly available back in November of 2022. And for the most part, the work at AI Empowered Mom is focused on generative AI and automation, but it was really generative AI, the kind of AI that can create something new, create new content, create new images, new text, new video. It was generative AI that created that special aha moment for me with AI Empowered Mom. So backing up a little bit, I got the opportunity to join a brand new generative AI team working at a Fortune 500 company. Given my background in digital transformation, I thought I'm up for this challenge, but I didn't have a lot of experience when I was starting out with AI. I can remember even asking one of my colleagues, like, what's Copilot and who's the pilot? I didn't want to look like an idiot at work. This is just something that often drives me. And so I started using AI at home so that I could like practice up and use it as the team was getting formed and, as we were standing up together. So some of the earliest things that I used generative AI, I think I used ChatGPT first to do around the house were create coloring sheets based on my kids' interests, writing little rap songs for my friends' birthdays, writing a toothbrush timer song, creating games for toothbrushing. It's like a real theme in this household, trying to get kids to brush their teeth for 2 whole minutes. Mostly I was using generative AI for fun, but when I started using it as a thought partner, like when I was struggling with frustration or, hitting roadblocks with my kids or feeling like I couldn't get through to them and using AI, just like typing to it about the situation that I was in and asking for ideas on how I could get through it, I realized this can really help with my mental load. Like one time in particular really stands out in my mind when my daughter was having like one of those meltdown mornings where everything just is a struggle and she's just so teary and crying over and over. And I was already frustrated and I could feel my frustration growing, my shoulders getting up, like getting tense. And it was one of those times where I just like walked away, got myself calmed down, typed to ChatGPT and asked for ideas on how I could turn our meltdown morning around. And I got one of the ideas was to write her a note. And could I have thought of that myself? Yes. Would I in that moment when I was so stressed and frustrated? We can probably say, no, I would not. And long story short, I wrote her a note to try and turn the morning around inspired by generative AI. Then she wrote me back, then I wrote her back, and it worked. It did turn our morning around. I've automated a lot of tasks in my household, and I use AI a lot in the examples just like that to help alleviate the mental load of parenthood. Sometimes just to help me come up, be a thought partner, be a brainstormer, help me strategize. But using it in these ways, I have personally seen the potential of AI to alleviate the mental load of motherhood. And the results for me are pretty incredible. Like I used generative AI and automation to make my life more efficient so that I was able to build an entire business on the side of my full-time job working in AI and my family responsibilities. But more importantly than that, than just building a business, is that my mental well-being and my relationships have improved. My life is truly better off because AI is in it. This is how AI Empowered Mom was born, and this is how my mission came to help reduce the mental load of motherhood using AI assistance, make the invisible labor of motherhood more visible, and bring moms along as AI transforms how we live and how we work, and work to ensure that AI is a tool that bridges gaps, helps bring us back together, reduces inequities rather than making them worse. And sharing just some of the few ways that I have improved my own life, improved my well-being using AI. I'll share them here. One is automating morning reminders. Some heavy mental load for me is like remembering what needs to be packed every day, reminding what activities we have. I automate that using our digital assistant that we keep in the kitchen. It reminds my kids, not me, of what needs to be packed every single day by name. I've also automated my regular shopping items, things like paper goods, cleaning products, non-perishable items like our bath loofahs is one thing, kitchen sponges, dishwasher pods, laundry detergent, toilet paper, et cetera, et cetera. All of those are automatically fulfilled in my household. I've spent enough time where I know now how frequently we use them, and we use them a little bit more during the winter time. Maybe we're traveling in the summer, we use them a little bit less, but in general, these are non-perishable items that come to our house regularly. We get a discount because we automate the purchase and are pretty good now at managing like the quantities that we receive. So we've timed them just right. We get a monthly and quarterly, and that mental load, cross that off the list, close that tab in my brain because I am not thinking about when to purchase non-perishable items or how to get a deal on them because I've automated all of that. I also generate my weekly meal plans. I create a little project in ChatGPT and I included the instructions so that ChatGPT knows my family's preferences, our dietary restrictions, even our habits, like that we like to do Meatless Monday. Well, we don't all like it, but I like doing Meatless Monday and we all like Taco Tuesday. So those are part of the instructions, part of the context that go to ChatGPT every week when I'm creating my updated weekly meal plan. And then I also have used ChatGPT with orchestration every Sunday morning to send me my regular grocery list items so that, and I timed it like at about the time when I'm usually having my coffee downstairs so that I can get that list in my email and then eyeball around the kitchen and see, okay, I still have plenty of this or I need a little bit more of that before putting the grocery list into my HEB app. HEB is my preferred grocery store. So getting that weekly grocery list generated, it's just the little kick that I need to get my grocery order in. Does it work perfectly? No. Do I do it every week? No. But when I do, it really helps get the week going. Also use generative AI for home organization, our crafts closet, our kids closet, our garage. They're all insane. And I use the multimodal of nature of ChatGPT to upload pictures of the current state and get suggestions, either a to-do list or a guided plan or an image of what it might look like if I organize it. I could go on and on. And, but like they say on Reading Rainbow, you don't have to take my word for it. I am creating this podcast so that in the coming weeks and the months, I can bring on other guests, other moms to share their stories of how AI helps in their lives to hopefully inspire all of us, engage us, challenge us to do a little bit better, live happier, maybe even take it a little bit easier, but all of us being empowered by AI. So before I take off for today, I just want to talk a little bit about why this matters. I've shared why I am so passionate about it, but I believe this really matters in the bigger picture because for one, women carry a heavier load. And two, they are adopting AI at slower rates. Let me share a few stats to bring this home for you. I'm sure this will come as no surprise if you're a mom, but mothers carry approximately 70% of the mental load associated with household tasks. That means the planning, the organizing, the scheduling, all of those things, so everything associated with daily activities. This is 60% more than fathers, the male counterparts, who manage about 45% of these responsibilities. This is according to US News in 2024. Parents as a whole spend about 30 hours per week on unseen mental labor, with schedule-related tasks being the biggest bulk of that, almost 250 to 300 hours annually. Mental load is consuming some estimates say about 63% of parents' brain space on an average day. So it's taking up a lot of brain space. It's taking up a lot of hours. Moms are carrying it more than dads. And then this mental health is suffering. The mental health is suffering because of the mental load. Some of the impacts of a heavier mental load include increased depression, anxiety, burnout, sleep deprivation, even relationship strain, and this especially is shouldered by women, again, from that US News and World Report study. But the good news is AI can help. Generative AI is great at some of those same things that women carry so much on their own shoulders, the brainstorming, the planning, the organizing, the strategizing. But here's the thing, moms have to adopt generative AI to reduce their mental load. They have to adopt generative AI to make it work. And unfortunately, multiple global studies, women are consistently and generally adopting generative AI at lower rates and slower rates than men, with a typical gap of 10 to 40%. This is across multiple studies at an average analysis of up to 25% less AI usage by women, according to the Harvard Business Review. ChatGPT themselves noted that between November 2022 and midpoint of last year, May 2024, women made up only about 40% of the first 200 million active users of ChatGPT. So that's like, leaving the other 60% to men, indicating an early gender gap in AI adoption. And only 27% of the people who downloaded ChatGPT were women. So 2/3 and more are downloading men. If that's not enough of a case for a call to action for you, let me just drop one more little nugget here. As moms, of course, we always have to think about our families. And while 88% of parents believe that AI knowledge is crucial for their children's future education and career, many are unsure whether their kids are learning AI in schools and are unable to teach them themselves. As moms, we are the first line of defense for our families' online safety. So for us to be able to create AI and raise AI literate children, we have to be AI literate or AI fluent ourselves. So that's it. That's my why. This is why I am on a mission to help moms reduce the mental load of parenthood with AI assistance. Moms' adoption of AI matters. It matters to their well-being. It matters to their career. It matters to their families. So I hope you'll subscribe and join me along this journey. Join me in being inspired, being engaged, and most of all, hopefully being empowered by moms who are adopting AI, creating and providing AI tools, and sharing knowledge to reduce their mental load. I've got upcoming episodes. I have got amazing moms and women lined up to share their practical AI tips, their expertise, their real life applications and expectations. Next time we'll have Rukiah Ship-Chandler Akbari, who I admire so much. She's the founder of Ami.ai, and she'll share with us a bit about AI literacy and AI fluency. If you just take one thing away from today, I hope that you'll take this. AI Empowered Mom is on a mission to reduce the mental load of parenthood, and we believe that AI assistance can really help us, empower us. It's not just about convenience, it's a path to greater gender equity and a greater future for our children, making the invisible labor visible, shareable, and automatable. We are creating the potential to give time back to moms and rebalance the cognitive and emotional labor at home. Thank you so much for listening and joining us on this journey, and we'll see you next time.